Hey everyone, Tiffany here on Bewitching.Bemused. Welcome to the 24th and final video in the Rune series. Now, after this point, I will of course continue to do Runes videos. They just won't be on the regular weekly Wednesday schedule. I'll just push them out whenever people seem interested or I want to cover a specific topic regarding the runes. They will all still go on the same runes playlist, which if you would like to check out is down below in the description box. Welcome, I'm really excited to be wrapping up this series. A couple of announcements first. Don't forget to like the new Facebook page where I'll be posting announcements, polls, I don't know, random memes and articles and things like that, as well as links to all of the videos. In addition to that, I am doing my very first live stream this Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's February 21st. I'm gonna keep it simple for this very first one because there, I don't know, might be technical issues. We'll see. So we're just gonna do a Q&A. I got a couple of questions in advance, but I will be happy to take live ones in the moment, and I'm excited to be interacting with everybody in real time. Okay, that's it. Let's get to our rune. Today we are talking about Othala. This means ancestral property, heritage, or estate. The Anglo-Saxon rune poem is very clear in laying out its definition of Othala as inherited property. Now, this rune doesn't appear in the Norse rune poems. However, the attitude at the time towards land, property, inheritance, things like that, is pretty clear through other literature. Though you may have little, it is better than having nothing at all. And people can look upon having a tiny plot of land or a little cottage, but because they own it, they can view it as a castle. Now, while the written use of Othala seems to speak only about physical property, we know that the runes stand for energies, and these energies are usually symbolized through the use of a tangible object or animal, or sometimes even gods. That's why they need to be interpreted. Therefore, this rune isn't just about physical property or a literal estate that one would inherit. It also represents qualities that one may inherit from their clan or their family. Qualities that are both physical as well as in regards to their personality or culture. It's also stories, knowledge, wisdom that is passed down the line. So I do have to make a quick side note. It's something that I've kind of been not avoiding. I just didn't really think it was necessary to bring up, but I kind of do with this one. This whole symbolism for things inherited through one's family line, through one's culture, is a big reason why the Nazis have appropriated this symbol. But please, I really encourage you, keep in mind that the rune itself has absolutely nothing to do with misguided beliefs about racial superiority. A group of people took it and decided that that's what they wanted it to mean. Nazis, neo-Nazis, white supremacists have taken a sacred symbol and perverted it. So in regards to that, all y'all white supremacists can just go f yourselves. That said, Othala is also symbolic of a family's prosperity. It's about making sure that that wealth, that prosperity is cared for. It's well managed so it can carry on. But it goes a little bit beyond that as well, because parents and grandparents, they work hard and they make sacrifices to ensure that they have something that they can hand off to their children, to their grandchildren when they pass away, which is a way for them to make sure that they can continue to care for their offspring, for their family, even after they've passed. But continuing to speak on what one can inherit from your family, keep in mind that to these ancient peoples, oftentimes your personal worth was based off of your social standing in the community, which could be earned. You could either move up in society based on hard work, skill, and effort. You could move down in society by being lazy or a screw up. Or of course, you could just be born into a social standing that you kind of get stuck in, whether for good or for bad. It's also a rune of the family unit, which contains multiple layers. You have the small, immediate, close-knit family. Then you have the clan or community on a larger scale. Both were very important. As I've discussed before, the definitions for the Futharks come both from looking at the context of the time in which the Futharks were used, as well as breaking down and looking at the metaphor behind the poetry of the runes poems. But we also have to consider how they are interpreted by us, both as contemporaries in our current day, current cultures, current state of living, as well as us as individuals. So when it comes to Othala, we can look at the argument of nature versus nurture, beliefs about ancestral memory and the collective unconscious, past lives, as well as those who, for whatever reason, have parted ways with their biological relatives and have decided to forge their own family. So Othala, as an inheritance, as an ancestral inheritance, can come from any of these sources. It doesn't just mean, the people who raised you, you grew up with, or the people who you are related to biologically. Also, when we speak about the land we inherit, we're not just talking about, a plot of land that house is on that your grandma gave you when she passed away. It's also referencing the state of the environment, your region, as well as your country, because these are all things that we do inherit from those who came before us. In a reading, Othala could be pointing to one's family, whether biological, chosen, or spiritual, and one's place in that family or in the larger community. It could also point to your physical living conditions, your house or your household. When it comes up, depending upon your question as well as the surrounding runes, as always, it could be pointing to the need to strengthen family ties or maybe even break family ties. It could be saying that you need to seize whatever it is that you inherited from your family and make the most of it, or take stock of what you are setting up for your future generations to inherit from you. If you feel stuck with a negative family legacy, maybe it's time to cast it in a new light or find a way to break the cycle. Or maybe your grandma just misses you and it's telling you, hey, you should give her a call and get some advice. Othala is a powerful rune when it comes to protection of family, home, or your possessions. It's great for strengthening family bonds as well as in past life regression. It's also a great rune to couple with other runes in spell work so you can signify that the energy of this other rune is what you are trying to manifest specifically with your family or in your home. And that wraps up the series of the meanings of the runes. As always, you can reach me on Instagram, email, and now on Facebook. The full playlist, again, is down below in the description box. And don't forget, this Sunday, February 21st, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is our first live stream. I'll see you all then.